Welcome back to Star Ocean Sessions. I've just finished up with Star Ocean 3 till the end of time, and wowee, I have a lot to talk about here. Now, many people consider this the best game in the series. I first played the game back when it was released, and at the time I did not agree with the many people. Fast forward 20 years, I'm older, wiser, more mature, my tastes have changed. I still do not agree with the many people. Star Ocean Till the End of Time is the RPG that does not give a about the gamer. If you looked up quality of life in the dictionary, Star Ocean 3 would be listed as the antonym of that word. Just about every single part of this game has flaws, and it is a rough mess, but there are still a few decent ideas here. Surely I'm not the only one out there who struggled through this game. If you did like it, just hear me out, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, hitting that like button would help me out a lot. Alright, let's get into it. If there's one thing that Star Ocean 3 has going for it, it is the story. You play the role of Fate, who was on a holiday with his family and childhood friend Sophia. For unknown reasons, the Vendini, who are a highly advanced alien race, attack, eventually leading Fate to separate from the others onto a nearby planet. The majority of this game takes place on the underdeveloped planet of Elicor 2 and revolves around the war between the Kingdom of Araglyph and Aquaria. At times, I actually forgot that I was playing a sci-fi game, as the conflicts between these two nations spans many hours. But in true Star Ocean form, the sci-fi really picks up later in the game and eventually leads up to what I would say is the biggest RPG plot twist ever. It is up there with Neville Longbottom turning out to be Voldemort and Hermione's father. Mind-blowing. Some people loved this twist, some people hated it. Personally, I say go Star Ocean go. Good on you for trying something so bold, something that makes you rethink everything that you thought you knew about the series. I am really glad that I enjoyed the story because the main characters did absolutely nothing for me. Elbel, for instance, is just such an over-the-top jerk and I wanted him out of my party ASAP. Unfortunately, I made a few bad decisions and was stuck with him in my party for good. Yep, just like other Star Ocean games, you can't recruit everybody. Your actions will determine who fights alongside you in the later parts of the game. For a PS2 era game, Star Ocean 3 looks alright. The game is very cinematic with lots of lengthy, fully voiced cutscenes, and most of these voice actors do a decent enough job even if there was some pretty poor dialogue. For a game with so much voice acting, I did find it strange to see the odd important scene having no voice acting at all. Star Ocean 3 also has some very poor audio separation. I don't know whether to blame the music for being too loud or the voices for being too quiet, but there were many scenes where I couldn't make out what they were saying, making subtitles a must. In terms of music, there are some really awesome tracks here composed by the great Motoi Sakuraba. With that said, I did feel that some of the dungeon tunes were a bit strange. Now let's talk a bit about the environments and the exploration. Each of the towns are separated by fields or dungeons that are full of on-screen enemies and treasure chests. Now, I am usually a huge fan of maps that only reveal themselves when you explore the nearby area, and this is the case in Star Ocean 3. But this is also the point of the review where the plethora of poor design choices are going to be raised. Each field and dungeon map comes with a percentage value, and when this reaches 100%, you will get a reward. This is a great idea in theory as it really encourages exploration, but this process could not be more frustrating if it tried. You literally need to hug every single wall and rotate the camera every single angle to ensure all the tiny little sections are revealed. I cleared some of the maps after running around for hours trying to find the tiny little part that hadn't yet registered as being seen. The larger, darker maps? No way in hell was I going to even attempt this. Honestly, these are some of the stupidest, most frustrating design choices I have ever seen in a video game. I'll also point out the amount of backtracking you're forced to do, which probably exceeds the amount required in Star Ocean 1. This game is in desperate need of fast travel, especially in the final dungeon. Here, you could spend hours working your way to the end only to run out of items. Since there are no shops available, you'll need to run all the way back through every single screen. This is Game Design 101. It's like the developers sat around smoking joints trying to work out the greatest way to piss the gamer off. But it doesn't end here. Using the maps in towns, fields and dungeons would be a lot easier if you could actually scroll around them or at least zoom out more. I also really wanted to know where specific shops or workshops were on the map. They are color coded in terms of house, shop or inn, but this doesn't tell you the type of shop within, leading to a lot of pointless running around. And don't get me started on the treasure. There is treasure hidden everywhere, but 99% of the time all we get is berries. Stupid berries that you can buy for nothing in shops. Maybe I'm just turning into a grumpy old man, but when you find a huge shiny green chest hidden at the end of an optional path only to obtain berries, I ain't a happy camper. Are there any berries out there? Thanks for nothing, berry. The combat systems of the first two Star Ocean games were very basic, so it's good to see that Star Ocean 3 moves forward with more complexity. But obviously, complexity is not a good thing when nothing seems to gel together. You control one character at a time but can switch between all three party members whenever you want. The X button unleashes regular attacks and skills while the circle button performs strong attacks and skills. You'll have to break the enemy's defenses with strong attacks before you can use regular attacks on them, else you'll be stunned, but the same applies when the enemies attack you. You can also use the automatically regenerating Fury to string together combos of attacks and skills, and this is how you dish out your main damage. This sounds good in theory, but the button presses just feel so unresponsive. I often had to stand still and press the attack button multiple times for the move to be performed. To make things worse, the camera view is horrible. The combat is designed for you to find openings to attack and get out of the way when the enemy is about to perform something deadly, except that you can't actually see what the enemy is doing half the time. I spent the majority of boss battles cycling through my party members, reviving them. Your AI party members die a lot, and it is not fun having to revive them 20 times a battle. The combat is also full of other stupid design choices. Using special moves consumes HP, so basically killing your enemy is also killing you. And then there's MP. You can use this to cast spells and some skills, but if your MP reaches 0, you also die. There is just so much dying in this game for all the wrong reasons. At least there are quite a few party members to choose from. Problem is, the game does not make it easy to level up, turning this game into a massive grind fest. I always used the characters who were the highest level because I wasn't prepared to spend 3, 4, 5 hours leveling up my new characters. Each new character would often join the party at level 1 and then die every battle, receiving no EXP. You can get battle bonuses such as tripling your EXP by winning multiple battles, and this helps a bit, but all it takes to lose this bonus is to be whacked with a critical hit, which is hard to avoid. Again, there are so many poor design choices here, yet people seem to love this game. Be honest, is it just me? Am I the problem? One of Star Ocean 3's saving graces is that there is a lot to do. We'll start with item creation, which is a staple of the Star Ocean series, and there is some pretty good stuff happening here. Throughout the game, you'll be able to recruit a load of inventors around the world who will each specialize in their own field. These inventors can assist your party members in creating hundreds of different equipment pieces and items. Boyd, for instance, has a smithery skill level of 95, and using him as a blacksmith will allow you to create some of the best weapons for your characters. But, like the rest of the game, there are some problems here. For starters, you are going to need a guide to make any sense of this system, especially when trying to create the best items. Secondly, when these items are invented, they'll also be available to buy in shops. The problem is, the shop screens don't actually tell you what the item does. You could have dozens of food items to buy, but no idea what they actually do until you actually purchase them and then view them on the separate main menu. I would love to know which professional game developer thought, hey, this is going to be fun. Crafting aside, there's also quite a lot of post-game content to work through. There's also a gold sorcery kind of town with a battle arena and other minigames, so if you do actually enjoy this game, good for you. There's plenty of optional ways to spend your time. I really did. I tried hard multiple times to enjoy this game, but Star Ocean 3 Till the End of Time is not a game for me. The story is one thing that I really didn't mind. It has some good moments, but it's the love it or hate it twist that I found both interesting and refreshing. Also, a shout out goes to the amount of things that you have to do, like the unique crafting system and the optional dungeons. The rest of the game, nope. Star Ocean 3 does not treat the player with any respect at all. There are countless design choices that frustrated me to no end, like the amount of forced backtracking, lack of item descriptions, and berries. Damn it, Barry. But that's not as bad as the unresponsive combat system full of dodgy camera angles and stupid AI. This is the part where you leave a comment saying, "No Hellfire, you are wrong. Star Ocean 3 is an amazing game." Or maybe you agree with me. Let me know in the comments below. This was Star Ocean Sessions, and right now I am on to Star Ocean 4, so stay tuned for that. If you liked this video, it would help me out a lot to hit like and sub for more RPG and Star Ocean content coming soon. See you next time.